Piera, congrats on the victory. We saw a very Fiera fight, right? We saw that beast come out. First of all, how are you feeling? How happy are you with that performance?
I'm very happy. I think I worked so hard to get a win tonight that people have no idea how much I pushed myself to the limit, and I think they saw La Fiera tonight, and that's important for me.
Are you? Is this sort of a moment of relief? Obviously, you had two defeats back to back entering, and a third could also sometimes mean the end of a UFC career. You were well aware of that. So how are you feeling now that like you're back in the win column and things are looking good?
I was very aware of that. No one in the UFC wants to get three losses in a row. We know it's not a good time, if you're three losses. So I pushed myself very hard to get with the win tonight. But at the end of the day, at the end of the camp, I just leave everything to God because I knew I just did everything I could. So I put it in the hands of God and let Him do the work.
And what's next for you? It was a solid win. Is there any date or any card that you'd like to return out, or even opponent that you would like next?
There's no specific time or opponent, but I want to get into the top ranking. So I want a top 10 opponent for my next fight. I think I proved many times that I'm tough enough and that I can bring the fire to the division, I can bring that fire to the belt. So it's just a matter of time, and I'm ready to take whatever opportunity they give me.
Thank you.
Piera right here. Congrats on the win. She was undefeated going into the night, and did you feel like this was maybe a setup fight to showcase her, and do you take any extra pleasure being the first person to beat her?
I don't feel any kind of pleasure by taking anybody's record down, and less with this fight because she's my friend. So for the people who doesn't know, I worked with Josefine like 2 years ago, and I went to her gym because I didn't have a visa to come to the U.S. So I'm very, very grateful to Josephine and their team because they let me sleep in the gym. They give me a room there. So it was actually hard for me to take the undefeated record from her. But I know how is this, business, and it was her or me, and I was 2 losses down, so I couldn't go home with a lose again.
And earlier today, you posted a video online thanking your fans, talking about representing Venezuela. So what does representing your country mean to you, this opportunity?
It's very special for me to represent Venezuela because I feel like we've been going through a lot, and I feel we need some help from the other countries. We need some help from the world, at least from other countries, to see what is happening in my country is important for me. So every time I can put my flag on and I can lift it up, is a very special moment for me.
Fantastic. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Here over here. When the fight started, you came out like a cannonball, like just right after, right in her face. How important was it for you to set the tone the way that you did?
That was exactly what my corner told to me because we knew she likes to play around, have a safe kind of way of win, but she got to feel my power in the first seconds to respect me a little bit, and we knew it was important for the game plan, so I did exactly what my coach told me to do.
You were covered in blood at the end of round 2, and it just seemed to fire you up, but it also fired the crowd up. What was that like, getting that extra energy from the crowd heading into the third round?
So at certain point of the fight, I see all the blood coming down, and I was like, oh shit, this is a big cut. But I cannot know how big it is, I cannot see myself. But then I tell to myself, you've been through worse. So just keep going. This is not going to stop you. So that's what I did, and I think that's what people come, to see. They come to see us like really going through the struggle and keep fighting and don't put our hands down for no matter what.
You talked about coming into the fight on a 2-fight losing streak and how important it was for you to get a win, but you're also were coming in off of the disqualification loss with the accidental headbutts, which is obviously not ideal, but there's always a lesson to take away from every fight, even losses like that. What did you take away most from that night?
From that one before?
From the DQ loss.
So I learned to don't rush myself, because sometimes I don't understand what is the people seeing from outside. So I think I'm doing something right, but sometimes it doesn't look so right from outside. You know, I didn't even realize what was happening and why the referee was telling me. I didn't understand in that moment. So I learned to be a little bit smarter, be a little bit more calm. Just don't get desperate when I see the opportunity to create damage, because I felt like the fight was over with the front kick, you know, so I rushed it a little bit, and that was my mistake. And this time my coaches right here, they keep me a little bit more calm for this fight. And like I say, when I'm outside the octagon, I'm Piera, but when I'm inside the octagon, I'm just La Fiera, you know, and I have to control myself. So it's another character in myself, you know. So I have to learn how to control it.
And then last thing, we just found out a little while ago that the title is going to be defended in your division coming up in February. Zhang Weili against Tatiana Suarez. Thoughts on the matchup, and who do you think wins?
Tatiana Suarez is my training partner right now in Extreme Couture, and I'm just super happy that she got the opportunity, because I know she can get the belt very soon.